Hello, everyone. We'd like to begin by saying thank you for the opportunity to present our game. This was a great challenge, and we had a lot of fun designing Hazard Zone. First, Hazard Zone is a construction-themed game where alliances must collect enough building materials to rebuild the infrastructure for First City, which was destroyed. Before we get into the game, I'd like to introduce our team, as well as the members of the Game Design Challenge. Team 3624 was formed in the fall of 2010. Since then, we have grown to over 40 active members and 30 alumni, along with 13 mentors, and an amazing coach. The Thundercolts represent not only one high school, but both Half Hollow Hills High School East and West. I'd like to introduce our game design team. You can see the names on the left, and joining us to present today is myself, Andrew, Daniel, Shreyas, and Simone. I will now turn it over to Daniel to give you an overview of the field.
This is a rendering of the field. Starting from the line wall in front of us, you can see two of the game pieces. The bricks and the batteries represented by crates and cylinders. In addition to the driver station, each line wall has two distribution sites for bricks and batteries along with the crane operator station. To the left is a conveyor belt that removes game pieces from the field. These game pieces are controlled by the human player standing on the dead man's switch, and then the pieces are stacked in the collection area. In the middle of the field is the reservoir. Towards the top of the slide, there's a magnified version for clarity. The reservoir houses several important parts of the field. On each line side, there are two battery generator slots. The top of the reservoir holds a mortar, which are represented by foam balls. Cranes pick up the mortar and deposit them into the chute. On each side of the reservoir is a series of 3 steps that the robots need to climb during the end of the game. I will now pass on the presentation over to Andrew to give you the game overview.
Robots start behind the auto line with up to 2 game pieces preloaded. Cranes are energized throughout Autonomous. During Autonomous, robots can put game pieces into play. They get 20 points per brick delivered onto the conveyor and 60 points per brick delivered with mortar in them. If all 3 robots cross the auto line, all teams on the alliance receive a ranking point. Robots can also independently load bricks on conveyors or batteries into generator during Autonomous. Now we'll hear from Shreyas, who will tell us more about the game and the conveyors.
During the teleoperated period, robots are controlled by the drive team and can engage in the following tasks to earn points. They can place bricks onto their conveyors on the opposite side of their alliance wall for 10 points. They can place batteries into their generator to earn 5 points. This also enables crane operation. When the crane is enabled, the Alliance's crane operator can remove mortar from the reservoir for 1 point apiece. They can then take this mortar and package it into a brick and place this combination onto the conveyor for 30 points. The conveyor belt is very important for our game. It collects game pieces from the robots in exchange for points. Bricks can be placed into the conveyor for 10 points, and bricks that contain mortar can be placed for 30 points. Each alliance's conveyor is located on the opposite side of the field from their alliance wall, and the reason for this placement is that it encourages robot movement across the field. The conveyor will continue to operate as long as there is a human player standing on the dead man's switch. Human players must then take all the cargo off the conveyor and place it into the collection area. We'll now hear from Simone, who will explain the reservoir and its function.
So the center point of our game is the reservoir. It is elevated off of the ground, and as you can see, it is divided down the middle. Each side designated to an alliance contains 15 mortar and a crane to be operated. These cranes are powered by generators, which are located underneath the reservoir. Robots will place batteries into the battery receptacles located in the sides of the generators. Each battery allows for an additional 15 seconds of crane operation. The more batteries an alliance can insert into the generator, the longer the crane operates. Once a battery is placed into the generator, an LED light turns on, indicating that the crane is ready to pick up mortar to deposit into the chute. The crane will be operated and strategically manipulated by a human player through controls, similar to a claw machine game. Once the mortar exits the chute, robots will be able to retrieve them. Our team decided to utilize the chain element in our game design, where it will serve as the hoisting mechanism in the cranes. The chain is durable, high speed, and allows for height control, necessary for our specific game design. Now back to Serena, who will discuss the endgame and climbing challenge.
During the last 15 seconds of the match, robots climb to demonstrate their dexterity. The climbing platform is step-shaped and can be approached from either side, and it's protected by a plexiglass wall to prevent entry from the third side. Each alliance has 3 steps on the side of the reservoir that they must climb sequentially in order to earn points. Robots can earn the following points for each step they climb. The green step is field level and gives them 10 points. The yellow step is 10 inches off the ground, for which they earn 25 points, and the red platform is 24 inches off the ground. They get 50 points for reaching this level. At the end of the match, if all 3 robots are on or above the yellow level, the alliance wins a ranking point. 2 ranking points are awarded to each team on the winning alliance. In the event of a tie, each team receives 1 ranking point each. Thank you for your time today and for giving us the opportunity to present our game. We would also like to thank our mentors, our sponsors, and our coach, and we would be happy to answer any questions that you have.